manager research team is responsible for all of our research on managed funds, ETFs and listed investment companies. So basically any sort of broad managed portfolio, regardless of the structure within which that sits. Now there are thousands of funds out there are hundreds of ETFs on the ASX, and there's a similarly large number of listed investment companies. We're not going to research all of them. But in terms of how we do determine what to focus on, we're primarily looking to narrow our focus based on two key criteria. Those are investment merit and client demand. Importantly, we're not taking payments from product providers to do ratings. So we control what we cover and why we cover it, and so we're looking to cover a range of high quality funds that are relevant to our paying client base. So when we've decided to cover a fund, there's a quite detailed process behind doing that and articulating what ends up being an end rating and report to go with that. We have a process formed around what we call or refer to as the 5 pillars, the 5 Ps. So in order, they are the process, performance, people, parent, price. Now we're clearly looking to identify funds that have competitive advantages or not in any one and hopefully multiple of those criteria, whether it's skillful people, a differentiated process, a cheap price, or very good long-term performance. We're looking for funds that have some combination of characteristics there that we think can deliver and continue on that into the future. We have our medalist ratings, so managers rated gold, silver or bronze. These are managers that we believe can outperform their relevant peer group and benchmarks over the medium to long term. We have neutral rating, which applies to managers which we think are broadly okay, should perform in line with their objectives, but don't have any clearly discernible competitive advantage. And this tends to be the most commonly used rating that we issue, which really demonstrates the independence of our process. And then finally, we have a negative rating, clearly for funds that we believe are fundamentally flawed in one or a combination of the 5 pillars. So the key output then, once those ratings are determined, is our global fund report, which goes into detail on our overall opinion, as well as our views on each of the 5 pillars. And you find that report on all the funds that we cover within the Morningstar Advisor Research Centre. So above and beyond just the individual fund reports and ratings that we're giving on funds, we're doing a range of additional material to help advisors really make decisions and bring their client portfolios to life. So at the end of each sector, we'll publish our sector wraps, which gives a key insight to our thoughts on the main issues to be aware of within a given sector or asset class, as well as sort of shining a light on some of the best ideas amongst managers that we think exist in that sector. We also publish regular economic pieces, our monthly economic updates, our quarterly economic briefings. These are designed to be able to share with your end clients, to be able to give them some views around what's going on in broader asset classes and markets. On top of that, as where we think about portfolio construction, I guess we've got 2 solutions to that. We have our model portfolios that we construct within our research team. So we provide model portfolios on managed funds, and we provide model portfolios specific to ETFs. Both of these are available through the model portfolio tab within the relevant section of Advisor Research Centre. But additionally, for those of you building your own portfolios, we've got some great tools in there. The Morningstar Portfolio X-Ray and the Investment Illustrator are 2 very detailed, very useful tools that form part of our own portfolio construction process that we really think help analyse blending different investments together, but then most importantly also help communicate that to clients and understand why a range of different investments have been put together in a portfolio in a way which we think is often easier to communicate and engage with your end client. And so where you're building your own portfolios with your own ideas and investments, we strongly encourage you to make use of those tools within the Advisor Research Centre to A, do your own in-depth analysis, and B, help you communicate the breadth of that to your client. So research is the core of what many things that we do at Morningstar. So we have a large team of researchers dedicated to doing that. Within just manager research, globally we have over 100 analysts grilling fund managers every day, day in, day out, week after week, right around the world. Within Australia, we've got a dozen of us keeping fund managers on their toes, doing all of the research, looking for new ideas that we could potentially add to coverage through time, going through the process around assessing the different asset classes, the different sectors, and ultimately the individual funds that we're looking at any given time. I think one of the things that sort of sets us apart is our independent approach, which really gives you buy-in as an individual, and so that's tended to lead to long tenure of people. Most of the senior guys in the team have been here for close to, if not more than a decade, and that continuity and experience we think is really important in helping set our research apart from others in the market.